2TC is an achievement in Balloons Tower Defense 6 where you can only place down 2 towers to get the achievement in an entire Chimps run. So we're going to be doing this with the XXXL Trap and Geraldo, the hero that is most infamous for his usage into Mega Boss. But Geraldo can also be used for offensive. So Geraldo is both offense and defense. These remaining balloons, no problem. Our unupgraded engineer here will be able to deal with them. Now it's time for Geraldo to be placed down onto the track, and we're going to place him over here. Yes, before you comment, I know Geraldo is a tower hero that has done a 1TC on this map actually. But since his nerf of both his prize and his items throughout his, since his debut, it means he is no longer able to do a 1TC, which means the gates are open for, well, I'm not going to say a particular new record because of the fact that, well, because 1TC just outruns any kind of 2TC because you were able to do the entire game with 1 tower. 1 tower surpasses 2 towers. We've got double gun. We're going to absolutely beeline it for balloon trap because if we don't get it around 28, then we've got no means of being able to handle the leads unless we do some glue blob manipulation so that all of the leads around 26 are able to land under the crusher, which is not what I am hoping for, because I'm going to be using that only once, which is for round 24 camo. There we go, the camo balloon being crushed. It'll save us the 55 that we actually desperately need for a balloon trap for round 28. Round 27 has a bit of money involved when you pop all of the balloons on this round, so we don't have to worry about that front. There we go, balloon trap is now per choice. Now we're going to be purchasing some shooty turrets from Geraldo so that A, we have more firepower down on the field, but B, also Geraldo's turrets can then replenish from there, which is ideal really, because you kind of want to use items in order for them to replenish over time. While you're able to produce traps faster with the top path, if you go middle path, you get this little, actually I'm going to put a invisibility potion on Geraldo. If you go middle path, you get given a little cursor, and what that cursor does is means that you can place the trap anywhere in the range of the engineer. So let's say if I want it over here, it despawns the current one and then spawns down a new trap, which is incredibly ideal if you have, let's say, a multi-lane track, or you just simply want to place it elsewhere, or you just want to despawn it so that then you can lay down a fresh trap, because that's very ideal for a scenario where you have a partially filled trap, but you want to, let's say, remove it, get the cash out of it, and then spawn it somewhere else. Got those remaining leads up there, but no worries. Let's lay our trap over here. Now, if we pursue top path, then we wouldn't be able to manipulate the trap in this way. But because we can, using the middle path, it makes it much more ideal for control with the trap. It is nearly time for our first Moab on the field. Now, can we do this without the need of Jerry's fire? That is something which we will find out. We're going to put you over here at the very last moment so that you have a maximum amount of chances of popping ceramics. Hopefully we'll be able to do that. Come on, enough firepower, please. And yes, the trap there dealt with the ceramics perfectly. Just enough firepower to clear the Moab layer, and the trap cleared up the ceramics from the Moab itself. Because Geraldo is one of our 2 towers in which we can place down for a 2TC, it means that anytime we need to use invisibility potion, it has to go on Geraldo himself, because it means his little sub towers can also gain the benefit of camo detection. We don't want it on our Engineer Monkey until like the late 80s, where each invisibility potion by then will last for 15 rounds rather than 10. And if you spawn it on, let's say, round 86, it means this will be able to clear out any lingering camo balloons. But right now, we have to prioritize Geraldo and letting him pop the camos simply because of the fact that, well, if we don't allow him to pop the camos, then we're going to have to solely rely on our balloon trap here and the crusher for camo pops, which is not very ideal whatsoever. Despite Scrapyard being one of the longest maps in the game, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's one of the easiest maps to do a 2TC on. Although saying that, this is one of those maps because of a crusher where only certain combinations are possible because of it. It can crush camo balloons and lead balloons, which means we can cover some early game issues when it comes to certain tower combinations. But unfortunately, it's because of the layout of this map that makes it quite unfavorable when it comes to certain combinations. The obstructions because of all these scrapped cars and boxes, and all of this dirt here and scrap metal means that we can't put anything down where there are gaps over it. Well, where there would otherwise be a gap. So this dirt, for example, you could try and lay something on it, but obviously you can't because it's an out-of-bound area. And we are... Oh, that was super close there with that. We need to put down some more Jerry's fires, thank you very much. I just wanted to disperse them so that... Oh my goodness sakes. Oh, I hate temporary camo detection because I forget all the time, but it's there. No issues so far. We're doing this quite well here. So I hope you're all having a lovely day where you are, whatever it is that you're doing right now. Me, I know at the time of this recording, I literally have a full week ahead of me when it comes to retail work. Usually I only have 3 days at work, but because one colleague of mine is unwell and another one is on holiday soon, it means I essentially have to cover for 2 colleagues worth of work, which is not ideal whatsoever. I like having my days off sometimes, so the only days I've got off are Thursday and Sunday next week as the time of this, because it's on a Sunday. I'm talking about the following week from there, so it feels like at the moment I'm not part-time, but more like full-time at the moment, which can honestly sometimes suck, but because I'm a person that doesn't have like huge family priorities and stuff like that, and don't need to constantly be somewhere at any given point in time, it means I'm kind of the person to rely on when it comes to covering for colleagues which are otherwise away, which sometimes feels like I'm anchored to be the only one that the shop can rely on in order to cover for others, but I don't mind doing it. Although, because of the fact that it feels like the shop is anchoring on me in order to always cover for somebody else, it means that I don't feel like I have any free time at times just to do things that I love to do, like explore different combinations of 2 megapops, or just doing my laundry, or anything general. I suppose the game part of it when it comes to Balloons Tower Defense 6 is not general. That should come last when it comes to day-to-day stuff, because of the fact that day-to-day stuff in your life, friends, family, clothing, ensuring that you can have a roof over your head, that is far more important than a game, and exploring different options from there. So it may sound like I'm a little off today, and that's just simply because I'm feeling quite tired of early mornings, and yeah, you can definitely tell. Don't want to, but we're going to need absolutely everything for this round. So once that's done, we're going to plop down another load of glue, and then from there we're going to plop down another load of glue. Essentially 1 glue blob per huge wave of ceramics on the round here, and that should be that. Now if this was all regrow, this would be a bloody nightmare to try and counter, because there's just so many balloons that try and pop within the round, and they're all clumped up together. It's not cool. Not cool whatsoever. Round 63 is not a good round. I really do feel like the balloon trap needs some kind of speed buff when it comes to its response, because I feel like I can put it over here, and then sometimes it's immediate, but other times it takes like, it feels like 10 seconds to respond. I know that's a bit hyperbole, but sometimes I just feel like this thing is just so unresponsive. Oh, don't you love fortified balloons? Are so annoying to counter at times, but we got through that round because of our placement of the balloon trap at the very end of the track, rather than trying to wiggle between here and over here. rather than just parking it near the very exit of the track. We have all the rabbits now. Hopefully we have a bit more of a fighting chance, but because of a rabbit, we should have placed Geraldo near the center of the track. But honestly, Scrapyard is one of my least favorite easy map of the game. Just because of its layout. It has quite an unfriendly layout to it, I feel. Unless you're on one of these boxes over here, but then you've only got really one side of the track in which you can cover, rather than your projectiles being able to reach to the other side of the track, which can be a thing if you are a sniper, but for most towers you just can't really utilize these boxes very well. But then again, I could just be speaking out of my trumpet, and I could be making all these sort of different things, and then somebody will be like, well, actually, I just feel like if you start your argument with, well, actually, you have already lost because you've gone geek mode. Did you know that the rabbit is the only thing from Geraldo's arsenal that can pop camera balloons without the need of invisibility potion? I do want to put down some more shooty turrets, but we are very close to having the upgraded shooty turrets, so therefore in the long run we gain just a little bit more by waiting out for more experience to come past. So round 73 we'll be deploying down all of our shooty turrets when they are upgraded. They do more damage, and I think they have a faster fire rate as well. I'm not too sure actually. Let's see. So, oh yeah, fires faster with increased damage. I just don't take a lot of notice when it comes to this sort of stuff, okay? There we go. Now we have the upgraded shooty turrets. Now let us utilize these by, well, placing them down onto the track. Let's put them down on last so they're always firing in a straight line. I prefer it when they fire in a straight line rather than firing all over the place, because then you're not maximizing the pierce of the tower itself, which is a very important factor when succeeding in these scenarios. It's not just damage, but how many can that particular projectile go through when it comes to balloons, that is. Okay, this is a really weird spot. I don't expect this to be a little spot in which we can place down a tower here. So props to Ninja Kiwi for giving us this incredibly tiny little spot here to place down a shooty turret. We are nearly there when it comes to the XXXL Trap. Bloody mouthful. Try drinking 6 drinks or something like that within the night, and try saying XXXL Trap 10 times over without mucking up. Right, we now have XXXL Trap. It's not the easiest of towers to say, because you're always just saying the same letter over and over again without trying to make an error with the pronunciation. Pronunciation, if you've been here for a while, is not my strongest suit. Round 77 is finished, which means round 88 we're going to need the globs of glue in order to try and slow down all of these horrendous ceramics here. God, you're popping so many of them. Looks like they just never end, but thankfully we were able to pop every single one of them. Now, for the shortest duration, the middle tier, if you could call it that, of the stack of old nails, I've placed them all at the end of the track here, but it won't be very long until we get nail mines, so I should kind of hold off of them until the very end. You're getting too close to the end of the track here. Keep popping them. Thank you very much. They were inches away of meeting with our nails at the very back of the map, which is what they're intended to do. Okay, so I'm going to move you, because regrows could become an issue if we have to try and deal with the BFB pierce here. Because we're doing quite well with the current regrows that we have here, but because of the fact that this may take up a lot of pierce, then the regrows might have been all over the track by now. Lovely. And absorb that one as well. So when the ZMG comes down here, this trap will disappear. I wish I could click this button and it actually removes the trap so you can lay down a new one. Like, what's the point of a big red button if you can't press it? We're going to hold out on our visibility potions because we don't need them until round 90, which is when the next set of camos will appear in the form of DDTs. In CHIMPS mode, despite the fact that there is a money counter that appears when the trap disappears, In Chimps, you only get the money back as if you were popping them normally. You don't gain any more money back from it. You're just returning the money in which you would get otherwise if you were to pop them outside the means of instantly killing them before getting the actual money itself. Look at this, absorbing quite a lot of Moabs here. But when it comes to BFBs, it doesn't have as much luck when it comes to absorbing as many of them. BFB, and they're all gone now. So I'm actually going to put you over here so that you can absorb these up a bit sooner. That's the first one gone, and soon the second one will bite the dust as well. There we go. That's round 85 done and dealt with. Round 86, a bunch of fortified BFBs. Same story though, they're just going to get swallowed up by this. Now once you get XXXL Trap, it's not a huge challenge from here on then, because you can just manipulate where the trap is going to spawn, and from there you're able to deal with a lot of balloons which would otherwise be a huge trouble. Like all of the ceramics that would normally spawn from these, well, they're all gonzos. Let's put down a trap over here for the time being. The ZMGs are... oh, we managed to pop more, that's all good. It's not like I was trying to create a safe route in case if the ceramics made it down this way, and collect that. Put one on you and one on you, because you're going to be pivotal when it comes to popping DDTs. Because at the moment, I don't have a huge amount of Jerry's fire on the trap, because I want to preserve them for round 91. Oh, sorry, onwards, so that when I do deploy them down on the various sub-towers and towers, it means that they will not disappear for round 100. It's all about when you use your items, not just using them. And because it's round 91, let's put the sharpening stones on our shooty turrets. Let's put down these over here, and let's place down the Jerry's fire on as many different place towers as we possibly can to disperse the fire that is ignited on them. What other ones are there? Genie bottle. Nah, we used one for round 95, and then one for round 97, or round 96. Whichever comes... actually, we'll do it around 97, because then we have more means of popping balloons for round 98. Oh, they're making it very far. Can the trap hold up? Yes, it can. Who's a good trap? Yes, you is. And because of the invisibility potion being better now, we get more range for our attacks, which also applies to where you can put the cursor for the XXXL Trap. Oh, I don't like saying the name of that tower. Round 92 is done. Now it's a matter of dealing with these DDTs next, and hopefully they will be swallowed up by this. DDT problem solved thanks to camo detection. Did you know that with Geraldo, when he was initially introduced, you were able to get him to level 20, sell him after using up all of the items, then purchase all his levels again until he gets to level 20 again, and then you can just keep doing that over and over in order to just replenish all the items. Now, after the first little patch that came out after Geraldo's introduction, it means now he can no longer replenish his shop items after the first time he reaches level 20. But there are still people to this day that comment down in my comment section saying, if you just sell Geraldo and get his levels back, you will be able to use his items again. You cannot do that anymore. It doesn't work anymore. People are still stuck. An unpatched update 31 when Geraldo was released, that you can still do that. You cannot do that, and I feel like I've used up too many of these road spikes, so I'm going to restart this level and put down a genie bottle. You don't have any icons appearing above you. Can you actually pop the ETs? Am I just hallucinating? Okay, I think we are doing better this time around, so therefore we are working on these DDTs, which is a matter of trust. Trust level 0. Round 97, famous for having the second most powerful balloon in the entire Gems run. Fortified ZOMGs, which can be instantly swallowed up by our XXXL Trap over there. Round 98, what do you have for us? A huge amount of everything, really. Aside badge, you don't have badge or DDTs. You don't have DDTs, so let's stockpile our rear here so that we can use up all of these items. And from... Actually, I'm going to do this over here where there are no more balloons. You had to go and do that, didn't you? I'm just... Do you really have to do that? You have to... Oh, gosh, the hit detection is too big. Your hit detection is too thick, BFBs. Alright, let's do that. Let's pop you at the very back here. But no doubt you're going to swallow up some... you're going to swallow up some balloons here, which is not good. I suppose it's not bad either. Okay, so let's put these idols down so that when we replenish from round 99, when we hit... level 20 on Geraldo. But right there, we can do it. We'll be able to do this. Round 98 is decommencing for the balloons themselves. We are there and plentiful with the goodies. Goodies being victory. Oh gosh, this trap has been quite filled up. A bunch, so... Oh no, 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 no. You had to hit that trap, didn't you? Oh well, at least we've got a complete replacement of all of our shop items. Let's do. Put another one there. And then another one down here. And more sharpenings. Oh my goodness sakes, these are making it very far. Let's put these two down over here, for goodness sakes. I hate the fact that this is actually a... Oh my god. They're being swallowed up, which is nice, but it's just the overwhelming amount of them that I don't like. Let's put you on there, you and there. More of these over here. I don't know why, but I'm just feeling rather tired today. I do apologize. I'm not usually like this, but honestly, there's just something about today and getting a message this morning saying that I'm doing literally a full-time week this week. It's just a little demoralizing to say the least, but I have fared worse in my life. There's just a fact that I'd rather not have it if I can avoid it. Rather just do my 3-day a week despite getting less money. Time is a resource in and of itself, not just money. And when you lack time because you're dedicating it for other things, sometimes it feels like a little bit of a chore. And because we have it, we're going to be deploying some Paragon Power Totems, because why not? Okay, 3, 2, 1. I know we can place it on Geraldo himself and it benefits everything, but I'm going to completely empty his shop, but then stuff will be replenished anyways, just like all that. So that, folks, is a 2TC with Geraldo and the XXXL Trap. Honestly, this engineer is by far my least favorite path. I love Overclock and Ultra Boost because of its supportive means. I love the tough path because of its insane offensive means. XXL Trap is just the most gimmicky path out of the three. Like, for me, it's very situational as to when you can use it very effectively. You really need a track that loops around a lot of times, like say with Scrapyard here, so that then you can place a trap here, you can place a trap there. On single lane tracks, which just go from A to B without any loopovers, this really feels like a kick in the teeth, even with this reduced price tag recently. So that, folks, is a 2TC with Geraldo and the wonderful Engineer, which we keep mucking up the pronunciation of, even though it's very simple to pronounce, but I can't be bothered to rectify myself. So, folks, let me know what you'd like to see me do next. For 2 Mega Pops in the future, what I'd like to do is try and get it so that I have a video on at least every single beginner map throughout the entire game. So, I've obviously done I've done a Elite Sniper on middle of the road. I've not done any of the other maps on a 2 Mega Pop scenario, sorry there. We've done Lotus Island quite recently with Plasma Accelerator. Done Candy Falls with the middle and bottom path subs. Done Resort for Too Many Things. Done Monkey Parts with Winter Park. Done a Apache gunship on Craft, sorry. What have we done on Frozen Over? Now thinking about it, I'm not too sure if we've done one on Frozen Over yet. Done Prince of Darkness on Cubism. Haven't done one on Park Path. Done Permacharge on Churchill and Four Circles. Haven't done one on Hedges yet, and done several on Logs, like Adora. And others, which I can't fathom out yet. Oh yeah, Total Transformation. Thank you so much, and Destroyer as well, which is actually easier than a tier 5. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let me know what you'd like to see me do in the future. Hopefully I'll be a bit chipper by then, but honestly, at the moment I'm just really rather tired and I don't know why. Sundays are my relaxing days, but for some other reason today has just felt like a slog for some other reason. I don't know why. Sometimes you get up and you feel not 100% even though you had a nice sleep the night before from a busy Saturday at work. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let me know if you have your own horrors in life when it comes to work and all that jazz, because I'm just curious to see what other people do with their day-to-day routines. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, everybody.